What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode number 53 of the best hoop podcast on the planet, the Legal Poor Pod. It's been a minute since we last recorded. I think it was about a week and a half ago since we last got on here and recorded together.
Almost.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
You go on them family vacations, be like, what, a week and a half, 2 weeks? What it felt like.
I forgot what it was. We canceled 2 episodes. I forgot what it was. But anyway, we're back. We had a very entertaining All-Star weekend. I think we're just going to take most of the pod to talk about what we thought about All-Star weekend. There are a bunch of different storylines that came out of the All-Star weekend as well. But guys, do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you for getting us over 300 subs. We asked for 300 on Saturday, and right now we're sitting at 311. So thank you for getting us there. Keep running it up. The next big goal is 500. Once we get 500, we're going to start maybe get going with the merch and a whole bunch of other stuff. There are going to be some changes to the show moving forward. So keep in touch with that, keep in track with that. We're going to talk a little bit about it after the episode. And then, we getting there, man. We getting up there. And don't forget to download episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. Generally, I don't really have many topics, but we did have, as I mentioned before, we had All-Star weekend. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about our favorite parts of the weekend, and let's talk about our least favorite parts. And let's actually start off by talking about our least favorite parts of the weekend. Carl, I want you to go first. I think we all know what it is.
Yeah. No, I think we all agree it's the dunk contest. That was probably the worst one in NBA All-Star history.
Yeah.
Everybody at least I felt like on each round missed 3 or 4 attempts.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Like they weren't even finishing dunks.
Yeah, that's what it was. I've never seen that many missed dunks ever. I think it was a number. I don't remember what the number was, but something tells me it's like if somebody put a number, it was like 28. They're only 28% of the dunks that end up going down. Now I don't know what the usual percentage is on how many times. It
ain't that.
That's what I'm saying. It was horrible, and it was like. And the players were annoying me because it was like all the gimmicky stuff. That's what gets me is when they do all the gimmicky stuff, but can never get a good dunk in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the most cringiest one was the one with, to me, it's debatable. The Jalen Green with the chain, with the phone chain, NFT thing, and then Cole Anthony with the Timberland boots. Like, why is that? Why are you putting, what is Timberland boots? You can dunk in Timberland boots. That's not impressive.
I think Cole Anthony, if I'm wrong, I know Blake knows this, but I think Cole Anthony was trying to do a Boondocks reference because there was a clip in Boondocks where Riley was in the 3-point contest.
I thought it was just more.
Either that or he's just from New York. So.
That could be. That is a thing too.
I don't think it's a Boondocks thing.
That was maybe something. That was maybe something from Instagram or something because there was a dunk contest, something like that. Riley dunked with the Timbs on or some shit like that. I don't know what it was, but he took about 4 minutes. Just to get his shit on, and then didn't even get it. Did he even get it dunk in with the Timbs on?
No, he failed every attempt, and it took him like you said, it took him a whole hour. It felt like damn near to put them.
It took him 4 times to do it.
Then Jalen Green with the NFT chain thing was just corny because he put it on.
That should have been an immediate disqualification as soon as you put that chain.
Because then he went over and gave it to Isaiah Thomas. Like, bro, what is you? And Isaiah Thomas looked at him like, bro, just go dunk.
Did you see Isaiah Thomas looking? He's like, I don't want this.
They were all the judges were looking at him like, will y'all just put a dunk in? Like it was so gimmicky. And I feel like this was like, I've never really been a fan of the gimmick stuff. They've been able to get away with it in the past, but I feel like this is finally the year where all the gimmicky stuff caught up with them. You know what I mean?
To me, I'm so tired of seeing the East Bay dunk, which is when you go through the leg. I'm tired of seeing people jump over people. That's tired. That's old. I'm tired of seeing people. What else dunk they do?
It's honestly, to be honest with you, it's not a lot more that you could really do.
It's not. But I feel like honestly, the best dunks sometimes come from the side of the backboard.
Yeah, they are tough.
And nobody messed up. I mean, everybody messed up those attempts. I know Jalen Green tried to do it.
If he would have hit that one, that probably would have set the tone a little bit more. Yeah. Since he took about 15 tries to get it. I don't know why. Like after one thing that made me mad is when he kept trying to do it and he knew he couldn't do it, but he kept on trying.
Change your dunk up.
Obi Toppin did the same thing too.
Yeah, he tried to do that little.
You can jump high enough, do something else.
Yeah, that was annoying, and Juan Toscano-Anderson probably didn't get about 2 dunks the whole time.
Yeah, let's be honest. Do you all think they struggled?
No, those last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
horrible.
Yeah, no, let's be honest. Do you think all of them missed and struggled to finish dunks because they don't have hang time?
No,
Obi does.
I don't think they practice. I don't think they practice their dunks.
Because Jalen Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really didn't look like it either.
Yeah.
It looked like they just came up with something like 10 minutes before and then just did it.
Which I guess is okay. I mean, I feel like the first few rounds or whatever, that's when you should have you should have in mind what you're gonna do. Then if it ends up going like deep into the on the Aaron Gordon or Zach LaVine thing, that's when you really get in your bag and just start doing whatever. But I feel like up front, you gotta have something in mind. I just felt like, I don't know, it felt too spontaneous. It didn't like they practiced any of them. And then I'm trying to figure out what else it was. And like, I don't know, it was just whack, and it was nothing enjoyable about it. It wasn't one time where I was impressed at all.
But I think this is why some NBA players that are high flyers, or whatever you want to call them, I think this is why they don't want to do it, because it's not easy thinking of creative dunks like that.
That's true. And then
I know Anthony Edwards said
I don't think they want to do it like I know Aaron Gordon. Didn't Aaron Gordon say he wouldn't do it anymore because of the judging?
Yeah.
So that you already ruling out somebody.
The thing about him is he don't got the lift he used to have because of the injury.
I'm trying to think. Maybe did you guys like the list of guys up front, like even beforehand?
No.
I liked Jalen Green and Cole Anthony, and probably a little bit of Obi Toppin. So I didn't know Juan Toscano could get up.
Yeah, I think Juan Toscano was the dude. I was like, why is he in here? But I feel like I could reason with everybody else. But there are definitely so many better names. Like Jalen Green, I like
Juan Toscano.
He's a great player. He's a great player. Just not a dunk. He doesn't even have that many crazy dunks this season.
No, he's not a dunk contest. I don't think Cole Anthony's a dunk contest dunker.
Me neither.
I didn't understand that one. Jalen Green and Obi Toppin made the most sense to me.
Yeah. Jalen Green was some.
The pool has got to kind of getting a little bit smaller now.
Yeah, I agree. It like I said, I'm like the setup of it. You know, it just, I don't know. I feel like there needs to be a rule change with the attempt thing. You know what I mean? Like guys were just, I feel like there were just way too many attempts or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. And it could have just been strategy because like one of y'all mentioned before, after the dunk, that first like dunk or whatever, that idea doesn't work for the first 3 times. Go try something else. You know what I mean? Like I think it's just bad strategy, and I don't know. Are you guys on a train to where you're like the dunk contest is officially dead and we need to replace it, or are you still hopeful?
No, you just need different people in there.
Yeah,
but those different people don't want to do it. So I mean, until they want to do it, you're gonna get the same product.
Yeah. And my point is, they never want to go do it. So at this point, I think you need to scratch it but
the
thing is, they're not going to get YouTube dunkers like people think because they don't work for the NBA.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's going to happen. Like people want to.
Yeah, and like I said,
they don't feel like doing that.
That's what I'm saying. And it also kind of takes away from the NBA All-Star thing. Like it's supposed to be a thing for the NBA players and all that. So yeah, I mean, I agree with Blake. It's got to be a matter of getting better guys. You know what I mean? And I don't know how they can control that because they really can't. Because as you mentioned, there are just dudes who just don't want to do it, who we want to see do it. And then there are guys who just put their name in the pool. And it kind of feels like, oh, okay, this guy said he wants to do it. We can't find anybody else. Fuck it. Let's let him go. You know, and that's kind of how it is. But yeah, just a lame dunk contest. It was literally probably a 0 out of 10 because there was nothing entertaining at all. There wasn't one great dunk that whole night at all.
I would say the only player that would have done it, but he's had a lot of injuries over the last year or so with Zion, but I don't think he's going to do it now because of the injuries. Because of the knee injuries, it's impossible. There's no way.
I think they said he may need another foot surgery too.
He is.
Yeah. I think we're past. It's sad, but I think 3 years in, we're past the possibility of ever having a Zion Williamson dunk contest, which is crazy to think about. It's insane.
Yeah,
I doubt it. I mean, if he recovers. If he recovers well enough, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
especially if they start putting some incentives or something in there. That's probably what they need to do.
True. Yeah, you know,
I feel it probably is incentives. We just don't know about it.
That's what I'm saying. There are incentives. It's, like I said, just lame strategy. You know what I'm saying? Like Obi Toppin got the incentive, you know, but he had the wackest winning dunk ever. You know what I'm saying? And there were some whack winning dunks. Like I remember.
Yeah,
Derek Jones had a couple of whack. I mean, when Derek Jones kept doing the side of the backboard thing. I can't remember some of them because some of them had just been so bad. But I don't know how to fix the dunk contest itself. You can't get the right people in there.
Didn't Anthony Simons win last year?
That was lame. That
was lame. Last year was horrible.
Yeah, last year was lame.
That was a bad winning dunk. I think he did something basic. He just did like a back scraper type of dunk, I think, where he just cocked it all the way back to, and then but it was I don't know what they can do, but you know it's bad. Listen, this is how I knew it was bad. I saw the crowd leave midway through the dunk contest, and then look, when Obi Toppin was holding up his trophy, them stands were completely empty. Yeah. No,
it felt like there was no energy in the building at all. You can feel that through the TV. Like even, I remember, did y'all hear what Dwayne Wade said? Dwayne Wade said, he said, this is trash. And they were like,
he's generous. I give it a 0.
Yeah.
That's a waste of time.
And Kenny was trying to hold on. He was like, no, this is the first year it's been bad. Yep. I'm like, and everybody was like, nah, this has been happening it's been happening like every 4 to 5 years. Then we have a good one, and then we have another drought.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say probably last year why it wasn't as good, because of COVID and everything.
True, that's true.
So it's kind of hard. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to replicate that with just like a bunch of players in there just yelling at you compared to actual fans.
Plus the Zoom fans and shit, the virtual fans.
That was dead to me, bro. Instead of doing that, you might as well just not have the games. I always felt that way because it was so corny.
Yeah, it was corny.
Do something on should have did something on 2K like NFL did at Madden Pro Bowl.
Some shit. I'm down with the one-on-one thing. I like it. I think this is what you're doing. This is a bad idea. This may be a bad idea. Look, a player gets to call a player out. I want to see you one-on-one. We go, what is it, 3 dribble max or whatever? Because that's what those guys work on. And let's go to what? What's the point limit? Like
3.
3 points?
No. Nah, you might as well not even play.
I mean, it depends on how many people you got in there.
Maybe so, like maybe like a I don't know how many people to do it, but like a tournament style.
You want to do like a tournament style.
Yeah, tournament style.
I think
it's tough to format.
They gotta get those commercial spots in there too. Now.
Yeah,
I think tournament style 3-on-3. I think instead of 1-on-1. I think 3-on-3.
No, I like 1-on-1 better.
Or we get rid of the dunk contest and that lame ass skills challenge, and just have a 3-point shootout and the 1-on-1 tournament, and let that be All-Star Saturday night.
That skills challenge was so confusing.
I didn't like it at all. Some people did. I didn't like it at all. I liked the regular.
It was all right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Darius Garland was doing his thing, though.
Yeah, he was.
I know he had that deep shot on him. He was pulling up.
I got to see the guys get up and down the court. I don't want to see them. They're just sitting there.
No, excuse my language. It's too much shit in the way.
Yeah, I'm like
you can't even. You got to keep going around them damn cones, and you got to twist and turn, do them passes, bro. Just let them shoot.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like a skills challenge. But that was just All-Star Saturday night. Then, All-Star Saturday night was pretty bad. Now the 3-point contest was okay. I mean, nothing's gonna top. I'm not ever going to be entertained by a 3-point contest when Curry's not in it. You know what I mean? Like I've seen Curry when you see somebody be so great at it, it's kind of hard to be pleased with whatever comes after that. Like we literally saw this dude win the 3-point contest and then play the game the same night last year. You know what I mean? So there's nothing really topping that. You know what I mean? Shout out to Cap for winning. I didn't have him winning. I had him losing. I was wondering why the hell he was in there in the first place. I'm not even gonna lie. But I wasn't very entertained by the 3-point contest either. You know what I mean? That's probably the best part of All-Star Saturday night, but I wasn't into it like I've been.
The only times I've been excited is when Clay's in there and Steph. Because Clay didn't beat Steph before.
Yeah.
And then I remember watching like 10 years ago, something like watching Ray Allen. Who else used to be in? Ray Allen.
2011. I think in the year you're talking about 2011.
Dirk, players like Dirk, Ray Allen used to be in. It's some other shooters.
A whole bunch of guys, yeah.
I can't remember 10 years back.
There's a lot of dudes we won't remember that were in it. I remember Kobe, I think, was in the 3-point shootout once.
Dude, it's crazy. Remember that D-Wade, Kobe, and LeBron were in the skills challenge before.
Yeah, they were.
Nobody ever talks about that.
Mike was in the 3-point shootout too.
Who?
Mike.
You're joking. Michael Jordan.
I'm serious. I'm so serious.
Was Michael Jordan in the 3-point contest? Let me look that up.
Yeah, he probably telling the truth. He like Mike.
I had no idea about that.
Maybe they like
89 or something.
Hey Ty, he must have got his ass beat. They took that away.
Wow, he was in the 89 3-point shooter, the 1991. Wow.
Ty, he must have lost in the first round because they took that away.
I've never, he must have been a bad loss. The NBA dropped the footage because I did not know about that. That's insane. Yeah. All-Star Saturday was whack. What do y'all think about the rookie sophomore, or not even the rookie sophomore thing, but the rookie challenge, like the Rise Star challenge? You guys like that?
It was 6 out of 10.
Yeah. It was
the best thing about the All-Star weekend was probably just the game itself.
Yeah, that game was dope. That game was dope as hell. Curry was losing his shit. That motherfucker, man. I didn't know what to say about it. When he hit the turnaround 3 at half court, I was like, oh, okay.
But I'm be honest, outside of that, the game was pretty boring. He made the game.
Yeah,
like, it was. If he didn't,
Carl, you can't see. Carl can't see no fun. I swear, Carl can't see fun.
Bro, it was that game wasn't entertaining outside of what he did.
LeBron's getting down the stretch
because to me, all they were doing is lollygagging up before and they were just passing each other by. It was the typical All-Star game defense.
I'm not gonna lie.
If they went to 3 overtimes and they hit a game where Carl still wouldn't be impressed.
I'm not gonna lie though. Okay, at the beginning when it did get started off, it was. But then again, but that's the type of All-Star game I'm used to. You know what I mean? Like I've been watching the game since 2012, and they've never played defense. Only year they really played defense from start to finish was maybe the first year they went with the new format, and then the year where they all had the white. They were only the white and black jerseys. I forgot which All-Star that was, but for the most part,
that was 2018.
2018, yeah, and then 2020. Was like the one that I remember them playing defense from kind of start to finish. So, yeah, I mean, it was your typical All-Star game. You know what I mean? For our generation, not playing any defense, but I mean, the dunks were entertaining. Like Ja's shit was off the chain. Like he's made for the All-Star thing. Like he's literally we predicted that. You know, we predicted he was going to be fun to watch, and like his hops are really, like someone mentioned when he jumps, it's like he hits another gear like midair. It's like I've never seen a guy with hops like him. It's insane. So Ja was off the chain. LaMelo came in, got some good minutes, and did some good stuff. But yeah, without a doubt, Curry was the best part of that game. You know, that run he went on was insane. And he hit how many threes? 15, 16?
16.
I don't care if you didn't play no defense. Hitting 16 fucking threes in a game is off the chain.
That's what I'm saying. He just made the game. Like literally the game was him.
Yeah. 16 threes is ridiculous.
Me and Ty, we were thinking he was going to get 20, but we saw him getting tired. You're going to get tired if you shoot. If you make half of those threes, if you make 8 threes, you're going to get tired. The way where he was shooting from,
he was 4 threes away from 20, bro. That's off the chain. Yeah, I don't even know. I can't even.
We've never heard of a person getting 60 points and all of them being threes.
Nah, never. And like I said, ain't nothing else.
You just did. You almost did.
Yeah, and ain't nothing else to say about it. Like I don't know what else to say. We already know he's the best shooter ever. So it's like you show a random person, you don't show him the name on the stat sheet. You just show him 16 out of 23 from 3. Yeah. Oh, the team shot good. No, that was one person. You see what I'm saying? They think that's normally a team that's making the 16. That is a team stat. That is a straight up team stat. That's off the chain, bro. And then most of them weren't like these. Like wide open, like right at 3-point. They were all really deep threes, you know what I'm saying? Like all beyond range. And it
didn't even hit the rim.
Didn't hit the rim. I don't remember most of them hitting the rim in the like he even came and pulled up a couple times and just the turnaround, like that turnaround 3 is like a straight up signature move. Like we talk about Jordan's fadeaway, or we talk about give me some more the sky hook. Curry's got that turnaround 3. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the most signature shot in the NBA. Would y'all say that's the most signature shot in the NBA right now?
Probably because I can't think of any.
You got Harden step back, but that we haven't seen much of that or as much.
He ain't been doing too much of that this season.
Yeah, you got Luka step back.
Luka. KD with the one legger, he got his signature. Yeah, it's not a lot. Yeah, he probably is the best because of where he's shooting it from and how he does it. And most of the time he turns around, he goes in. Like I swear,
it'd be nothing but I've never seen him hitting that on the turnaround or hit anything but net on the turnaround 3s off the chain. So yeah, All-Star weekend was all right. Game was cool. The storylines were insane too. We've got LeBron who just literally, I mean, LeBron just started saying shit. Carl was talking about yesterday. He was like, LeBron just said, fuck it. A bunch of stuff to unpack. First of all, he said that he's going to retire playing anywhere Bronny ends up. And also he's open to the idea of going back to Cleveland or whatever, or he's thought about it. I don't want to misquote him. So it's not that those things are going to happen, right? I'm not saying that's.
How many years left does he have on his contract?
He's got next season, and then he's a free agent. And that actually he's a free agent when Bronny's eligible for the draft, which is dope. So end of the day, we know he's going to end up going to whatever team Bronny's going to be on. We know it's going to end up being one of the greatest things in sports history, especially for basketball when your career is around, the average career of an NBA player is around 8 years, maybe. I could be completely wrong about that, but it's not anywhere near what
it is.
It's 5 to 8. 5 to 8 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because most of the NBA is not max contract. You know that, but like most of the NBA is not star players.
I figured like Jeez, really?
Yeah.
I thought that was.
If you think about it, a lot of dudes play and then they end up overseas somewhere just because like they don't get. I guess they don't get enough chances.
I would think that's around like the NFL average. To be honest with
you. Yeah.
Just based off of
NFL probably 4 to 5.
Hey, NFL is like what 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Makes sense. That makes sense for sure.
Yeah.
But
if you play in a decade in the NFL, you doing something right.
Like Tom Brady, right?
Oh Lord, he didn't play about 3 decades. He didn't. He didn't play about 3 decades. With his
I'm saying that.
He probably. I don't put it. I honestly, I'd put money on him coming back too.
Me too. I'm just saying, y'all gonna give him his credit for being there that long. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, he can come to the Rams and back up Matthew Stafford.
No, he can't. He
Carl, if he came to the Rams and let's say God forbid, let's say Matt Stafford got hurt, right? Let's say he decides to come back and Matt Stafford got hurt and he starts for y'all, right? Becomes y'all starting quarterback, or would you and get y'all a ring?
I can't do it.
You ain't gonna do Tom Brady.
I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be happy that they win, but I'm gonna say everything that they did to win that Super Bowl or another Super Bowl had nothing to do with Tom Brady.
Damn, that's crazy.
I know that's stupid. That's probably the stupidest thing you probably ever said.
Also, Tom Brady hasn't he really hasn't taken a lot of context. So.
That's very true.
Oh, they made sure they made the rule, catered the rules to him. That's how he lasted so long. And also, I give him this. I make him compliment. He gets rid of the ball.
Yeah. That's a whole thing.
He know when to go sit down too.
He'll be back in the NFL for sure. But so it's like I said, it's not even about with LeBron. It's not even about the possibility of those things happening. I think I was most concerned with, damn, Lakers fans ain't gonna like this shit because you're having a tough season, and then you hear LeBron speaking so deeply into the future about where he's gonna be. That's not gonna be in LA or whatever. How on a scale of 1 to 10, how pissed do y'all think Lakers fans are right now? Because think about this. They already don't like LeBron.
They already
98.
Yeah. They already didn't accept him. So LeBron was like, I don't even care. I'm gonna just say it then. Since y'all want to be so petty,
who cares?
Since y'all want to be petty. Personally, I wouldn't have said that because now they create a story and now, you got people you go ask people, the media is gonna ask you that now. So you kind of set yourself up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said that.
I would have said it. I say I'm going to I'm going to Chicago or something. I'm going to Oklahoma City.
They said that's where Anthony Davis want to go after his contract is up. Chicago back home.
I can see it.
Isn't it crazy that with the Lakers, they go and build this super roster, and in the middle of the season, we're already talking about what these guys' next destinations are going to be. Isn't that insane?
They shouldn't have got rid of that last team. They had stuck that team, kept that team together. They would have been in a much better place than they were now.
No, see, I don't blame them for that because they had problems with health. Mm-hmm. They got a team like that for basically for backup as if Anthony Davis were to get hurt and look what happened. He already hurt. But still, that's why they did that.
Yeah, you can't keep every year. If you think about it, LeBron's had different teammates.
Yep.
Like every year there, he's had after that season, like you drawing something and erasing it and then drawing something else.
He had something to do with it. And he just
he had something to do with it. That makes go show you can't be a GM.
The GM.
There has to be.
You see somebody named there's a guy named Michael Jordan over there in Charlotte doing a nice little job.
But it took him about 20 years too. So
he sure did. He got it right.
But there has to be a developmental path to win a championship. Like the exception to that was 2020 when they won in the bubble. That was a team that. Okay, they had LeBron. It wasn't a team that was developed over years. It kind of just happened in the offseason, right? But like I said, you go through most of them, right? 2019 Toronto. Okay, Kawhi Leonard's there, but all the role players were there for a minute. Let's go down the line. 2018 Golden State. Yeah, Durant was there, but Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green have been warriors for their entire career. Then who was winning championship before? The Miami Heat are another exception. So LeBron-led teams have been the exception to that. You know what I mean?
Gave me an idea.
Yeah.
He went back to the Heat. I don't know. They ain't too bad.
No, so I'm saying LeBron-led teams have kind of been the exception, but I feel like now it's kind of catching up. And as you said, a lot of it has been health. We know that's the issue with the Lakers this season. To make a big three like them work, it's not like they can't mesh well together. It's just that when guys aren't available, it's hard to make them mesh well together if they're not there.
I don't know if they can mesh well together because like the first 10 games, nobody was hurt and they were still struggling.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's their. I'm gonna be honest. It's not even their offense. It's their defense.
Yeah,
I honestly believe that's the only problem.
Yeah, which is a major team thing. And like I said, it's only going to get tougher to make this team fit well together when Anthony Davis is going to be out for how long? Like, what was Anthony Davis's timetable? Like
4 to 6 weeks.
2 weeks, I think.
And so by the time he comes back, we're literally they're gonna be in the red zone. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they can't make a big run because they did just come off a big win against Utah at home. It was one of the better wins for them this season.
Yeah.
So it was on the right path.
They won 2 games in the last 8. So
yeah. So we'll see what happens, but I'm not against the idea that they end up making a big post All-Star break run. You know, they definitely can. They have no choice but to do it. They have literally no choice. But like I said, I'm concerned with Laker Nation, how they feel about LeBron because of those bombshells that he put out. Like, hey, I'm letting y'all know I'm not going to be here. Basically, I'm telling y'all I'm not going to be here after this contract is up.
I think that's just the losing way in on him because obviously he's not used to losing. So I think if the record was 42-19 or something, I know that's probably not the amount of games that's added up, but it's close enough. He probably wouldn't have said that.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Did he ever say he was going to retire a Laker?
Oh yeah,
never.
I think he didn't say it, but he implied that he's going to stay there for the rest of his career. He definitely implied it.
That's a good question because I did ask myself that the other day. I was like, I don't know because
I seen y'all some stuff where he implied or either made it almost close enough to say basically, I'm staying here my whole career because he does a lot of business and stuff out there. He said my kids love it out here. Goes to high school, so he said stuff like that, implying that he would stay.
Very true. Y'all think he went to LA just to make Space? I don't know where they film Space Jam at. Y'all think he went?
I told you when Space Jam came out, I'm never watching it. As a kid, I'm not.
That movie saw it over break. I got about a half hour into that movie. I turned it.
First Space. People forget the first Space Jam. A lot of people didn't like it when it came out either. I'm just letting you know.
No, that first Space Jam was amazing.
No,
when it came out, a lot of people didn't like it.
That movie was not that good. I never remember really liking that movie when I was little. But the second one, I couldn't get past.
You don't know movies.
I'm not gonna lie. The second one, I couldn't get past the first 15 minutes.
I told you. I was being honest. I said you always talking about Space Jam in the summer. I said I am not watching that movie. I'm not.
Space Jam.
I'm never watching it.
That shit was ass. But yeah, no. Like I said, I think I don't know. I don't think we can ask ourselves a question. Does it indicate that he's out of it with the Lakers? Like, does it indicate that he's?
Because they're still in the playoff.
Yeah,
they're barely in the playoff spot. So I guess not really, not yet. Yeah. Now, if they were like 12th, he'd probably be like drinking wine at halftime.
He'd probably do that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just a really weird, rough patch. Like I said, I think we were kind of wondering what the direction was going to be with the entire Bronny situation. I think it's dope that he's going to end up. The silver lining in it is like seeing him, if he ends up on the same team as his son for an entire season, it's just going to be off the chain. It's going to be one of the best things we've ever seen in sports for like literally one of the best athletes ever to play with his son. You know what I mean? And that it's just going to be off the chain. But like I said, Laker Nation, it was not happy about that shit at all because, it just.
He basically like, but do we know? I know somebody on Twitter asked, do we know if Bronny really want his dad playing with him?
Yeah, true. Because he's just gonna be in the spotlight this whole
His dad gonna be on his ass in practice.
Hey, that's gonna be so weird.
But my thing is, like, do we actually know if he's gonna get drafted high, Bronny Jr.?
That's what I was gonna say.
Being honest,
I don't know.
So here's this, because they were talking about that in the barbershop actually once. He's the 43rd ranked prospect. Yeah, they were arguing about that. All them niggas do is argue about LeBron.
That's all barbershop is. Yeah. Well, all they do is argue about I tell you like this, LeBron don't know MJ. That's how they talk.
I had a dude tell me LeBron, nobody would know LeBron if the media wasn't hyping him up so much. I was like, well, nigga, I was like, nigga, I was like, what?
That don't make too much sense.
That don't make no sense.
That's a stupid analogy.
Yeah, shouts my nigga though. But that was some dumbass shit. But
real quick, before you get to your next, they were debating if LeBron can fight was in the barbershop. That shit was hilarious.
You know damn well LeBron can fight.
Look at him, bro. I'm saying, ain't no way he can't.
He don't look like a nigga that can't fight. I say that, but
that's what I'm saying. I ain't saying he Gold Glove or nothing, but I'm just saying it don't look like he getting his ass beat.
Why you looking like that, Blake?
I'm not looking like nothing.
I'm saying I saw LeBron hugging Mike yesterday. I'm thinking LeBron will whoop Mike ass.
I think same thing too. You see how LeBron was standing over him.
He was letting him know. He was letting him know.
Standing over him like a green giant.
Only reason Mike, they said that boy Mike was was drunk out of his mind.
He probably was.
He over there hugging everybody.
Because that was as energetic as I've ever seen him.
I'm being honest, he looked in shape though.
He did look in pretty good shape. But yeah,
they said he was serious about that. Telling Magic was good 1-on-1 too.
He looked dead ass.
Mike hilarious.
He looked dead ass. That was hella funny.
Yeah, no, Magic wasn't hearing him because he worried about that documentary come out.
Oh yeah, I can't wait till that come out.
Let's go tell a lot of stuff. Let's go prove a lot of stuff that we think is true. I'm just say that.
We all knew Magic was wild because he had an interview with Chris Wallace where he was. I ain't gonna say what he said. We all knew Magic
was it the one where the elevator?
There was one where he was talking about he was with a girl
in the office.
Yeah,
in the office.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He said.
Office. My bad, not elevator. Office.
I'm not gonna say what he said. I was like, oh, Magic ass wild. But
he dude was smiling. Okay.
Magic was wild. He was wild. But
yeah.
But yeah, man. Like I said, we'll see what happens with the Lakers and that entire situation. But as I said, Laker Nation don't like it too much, but at the same time, they still have enough time to make a major run. Like I don't know. As I said, I look at every big win they have, and I keep thinking, okay, this is going to be the win that puts them back on track. So we'll see if that win got them to the play. Because I know they had back-to-back games where they were pretty happy with the result. Like the game before that was a Golden State game. They lost, but it was still a good game that they played. Played well down the stretch and all of that. Yeah. So
my rebuttal to that is they've had a lot of games like that where they're played against good teams, but they'll be winning, and like with 3 minutes left, they'll be winning about 6 or 7 points.
And they just fall apart.
So I don't know if I can see something, what's the word, positive out of that if it keeps happening. If you keep losing leads with like short period of time, bro.
They suck.
Now what if but also this is Westbrook's turn to turn his shit on. This is one of the few times he's not been this is back-to-back seasons to where he's not been in an all-star game. We're not used to that from a 2-time all-star MVP. So
he used to
it. Maybe he gets motivated and turns on the gears in the second half of the season. It's not impossible.
It's different though now because he was in Washington, and when he was shooting, they weren't booing him every time he shot the ball. Yeah. He's mentally messed up. They're booing this man every time he get the ball and telling him, no, don't shoot it.
And Negro ain't got no choice.
Washington, that's what I'm saying. Washington wasn't giving them that because Washington isn't the market that obviously Los Angeles is.
Yeah, so. LA does expect nothing but greatness. So that's the thing. You mentioned it before, Carl.
To barely be at them. Let me shut up. But yeah.
Hey, Ty, where is Hawks at? I swear they just as bad as us.
Oh my God.
Go ahead, Ty. Go ahead. Yeah.
But no, like I'm saying, that's something LeBron knew this when he got here. Even Kobe said it. Kobe said, look, when he's here, this is what you're going to have to expect. You're going to have to expect the backlash and all of that, especially if you're going to do this thing where you're bringing in a bunch of guys and you're not able to make it work. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, they somewhat treated Kobe like that at times.
Yeah, they did.
Like some of them fans, they act like they loved him all the time, but they didn't. So they gave him hell sometimes too.
It comes with the territory, bro. So he's got to
That's why I said LeBron should have went to Sacramento.
Why?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
He could have went to the Clippers, I guess.
There are a lot of places he could have went. I think we all knew the Lakers thing was going to end up happening, but yeah, man. Like I said, we'll see what happens. Their season isn't over with. They have no choice but to play their best basketball from this point forward. And like I said, it's going to be weird because Anthony Davis isn't going to be there, and they have to hit their stride without him. But there are more than enough pieces on this team for them to make a run. There are more than enough pieces. I don't care.
Hot take right now: Anthony Davis isn't gonna play 3 games in a row for the rest of the season.
Nah, I don't even feel. And sadly enough to say, I don't feel confident enough to even see him for an entire playoff run. You know what I mean? So I think the Anthony Davis thing is the only Anthony Davis conversation is more about their playoff run, right? They're not going to make a deep playoff run. They're not going to get past like a second round or whatever. If Anthony Davis isn't there in the Western Conference, but I mean, it's possible, but it's not, but they can still make something out of the season with what they have right now without AD. You know what I mean? So they have the tools. They just got to make it work. You go get a third option. So you get a third option for 2 reasons. 1, so you can have a big 3. 2, if one dude goes out in that big 3 or whatever, one dude's not playing well, you have another guy who can step up and play at a high level.
This is why sometimes you have to just say, screw the players. I'm going to make the best decision for the team because honestly, it's easy to say DeMar DeRozan would have been a better fit now, obviously, because he's doing what he's doing and Russ isn't doing it. But I'm just saying, even at the time, I'm like, who at the time, did you really think Russ fit better than DeMar DeRozan?
I mean,
It was debatable. I'm be honest. You could debate that.
It was like you look like you said. We look at everything in hindsight. Yeah, now DeMar looks 10 times better because he's a fucking MVP candidate. But at the time, Russ, when the Lakers got Russ, you got a good version of Russell Westbrook. That I tell you, second half Russ last year was good. He was good as hell. You know what I mean?
But now I did say, even when they got Russ, I did say I still thought Buddy Hield would be a better fit based on spacing and shooting.
I agree.
Because I still think even though Russ had that second half, you still can't rely on his jump shot. Because clearly he has seasons like that. To me, I view it as he has seasons like that for a reason the last 2 or 3 seasons because he's just inconsistent shooter.
Now, my rebuttal to that is this with the Buddy Hield thing. Now, like DeMar DeRozan would have been perfect. Buddy Hield and maybe a couple other guys they mentioned wanting to go out there and get. Would it be enough? Because I feel like they were more confident with getting Russ because Russ is better injury insurance than a Buddy Hield or whatever. Like they know AD is a guy who's going to get hurt on a consistent basis, so they knew they had to get a third all-star type of player. And as you said, it was either going to be DeRozan or Westbrook. You know, I think it was just really down to those two guys, and none of those are dudes who are really going to space the floor for you. So at the time when they brought in Russ, I was like, cool. I don't really care. You know what I mean? I didn't really care. They picked him over DeRozan. Buddy Hield. At first I was kind of pissed they didn't get him, but now I look at him like, well, we know AD's always hurt. Buddy Hield's not a guy I'm relying on to step it up offensively when AD's not there.
Buddy Hield might have just been another version of a Malik Monk. I guess.
Yeah, Buddy Hield. Yeah.
So yeah, a role player that can get you 25.
They need to start him too, Malik.
Oh yeah.
Monk.
Oh, trust me, they will. They don't have any choice. But I guess looking at it now, it's obviously you would pick DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, for sure. And it would have been
it's easy to say that once you see him averaging near 30.
Yeah, it would have been a motivated DeMar DeRozan. He's in his hometown. He's got to kind of get the redemption story thing going. So that would have been a great storyline in LA. But fans are gonna be hard on LeBron. Like I say, he's got to find out a way to adjust to it. Simple as that.
I was just gonna say I think we kind of didn't recognize the talent that DeMar DeRozan still had because of the off seasons he had with the Spurs. But I tell people this, with the Spurs, you're not going to average 25 plus points.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You're probably going to stay in the range of 20 to 23 just because of the offense just doesn't just rely on one dude to score the basketball. You have to move the ball. So
very true. And even there, he was averaging like 7 assists. Like his passing got much better. So now you look at that too. You like, oh, yeah, definitely could fit in LA. They could.
We all know Tim Duncan could average like near 30, but he didn't. So.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. That's kind of how it was for him. And like I said, it seemed like a dead end for him. Then now he's here in Chicago. He's making things work. So, let me ask y'all this. If Bron doesn't make anything happen over the next couple of seasons with the Lakers, does he end up becoming the most disrespected Lakers superstar ever?
No.
Then
they already do disrespect him.
So who's the most respected? Who's the most respected in front of him then? You can go Dwight Howard. Lakers fans, I don't know. Like, because there's a 2013 thing. Lakers fans weren't really messing with Dwight Howard.
To me, he will always be one of the, if we talking greats, like, GOAT greats, like top 10 top players, he's always going to be the most disrespected from the Lakers because Kobe played there and they love Kobe. So he's not never going to be Kobe or better than Kobe in the Kobe lovers' eyes.
He doesn't have the
true Laker fans' eyes.
He doesn't have the Lakers' hearts. He doesn't have the Lakers' hearts like Shaq had him. He doesn't have the Lakers' hearts like Magic had him at all. No one's ever gonna. Only dude that came close to reaching Magic level of Laker appreciation is Kobe. And Kobe probably actually is a better Laker icon. Well, is a better Laker icon than Magic. LeBron probably gonna end up if he doesn't make anything happen the next couple of seasons. But simple fact that he brought all these guys in and made nothing happen. For that simple fact, he's going to end up. Now they got a championship. I'll say that much. But they don't care. They don't care.
No, you speak of that championship. I be thinking about it. It rubs me the wrong way.
They don't give a damn. I care.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah, they don't care, but I do. I put value on it. Other people don't. I put value on it.
It's just. I don't know because clearly
I don't need to do it.
They didn't want to be there. So
yeah, I think. When you got to factor in its own difficulties because the bubble is obviously different from your normal championship. The bubble had its own challenges that a regular championship doesn't have. You know what I'm saying? So from that standpoint, I'm gonna still count it as a ring, but I'm saying Lakers fans don't give a damn. You know what I mean? So given that, it's obvious that it's pretty obvious that like I think if nothing happens over the next 2 years, he's probably gonna end up being the most looked down upon Lakers superstar ever. Like I said, they already didn't like him when he got in there. And they definitely don't like his ass now, especially after what he said.
I know Lakers fans that when he came there, they were like, "No, I don't want to be no Lakers fan. I don't want him on my team."
Yeah,
because the inner Kobe fan was in and was coming out because they were trying to compare him in their head.
Yeah,
so
and then we wanted
Kobe.
Yep, that's a fact. That's a fact. So yeah, y'all. That's what we got. Anything else y'all want to get to real quick? Any other?
What was that animal in that background on TV?
Oh, on the TV, I don't even. I can't even see.
I wasn't even paying attention.
Nah, because I'm up here looking. I'm like, what is it? What is
probably was a tiger because it's Mizzou.
Yeah, it probably is a tiger. I don't even pay you. How long?
I was looking. I caught my eye. I'm like, what is it? What is that?
He was looking at that animal the whole episode.
Yeah, that's what.
I'm trying to see what he was talking about.
You worried about the wrong
It's
shit.
like right there, like right above him.
What are you talking about?
It's right there.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Any basketball stuff you want to talk about?
Oh, you talking about the charging station behind them? That's a charging station.
Yeah,
if it was a charging station, I would have said the charging station, Carl.
I don't know what you're talking about then. I don't see.
I don't know what you're talking about. Any NBA stuff?
I need some glasses or something.
Yeah, I'm not even paying attention. Any other NBA stuff y'all want to get into?
Lakers suck.
Lakers suck. We already. I mean, I'm trying
to. They may turn. I wouldn't be surprised.
Hawks ass.
Once they get to the hopefully if they get to the play-in, I'm sure they'll be all right.
Hawks. There's another team that
be named Pigeons.
Blake. I mean, Carl just mentioned the Hawks. They're another team that needs to make a really big run. You know what I mean? Just got to the East Finals last year, and they have the roster. They have the same. I mean, there's John Collins going to be out, but they've got to figure their stuff out too because that Eastern Conference Finals run is looking like a fucking fluke. You know what I mean?
I think they need.
I trust the Lakers more than the Hawks. To be honest with you, I trust the Lakers a lot more.
I think the Hawks need to rebrand their name to the Pigeons because they suck.
They ain't that bad. Right. They're not that bad.
I know, but it's like that.
All right, cool.
If they don't make the playoffs, it definitely was a fluke.
It was, yeah. And I can't really find really many excuses. I mean, some guys were hurt, you know what I mean? But a lot of teams have inconsistent rosters. Like the Suns have it. I mean, people were ready to say the Hawks and the Suns were almost on the same tier last season after the playoffs. You know what I mean? The Suns haven't had guys healthy.
That would have been a great final series, bro.
It would have been, but like I'm saying, that they haven't been healthy the whole season. They're going to miss Chris Paul, but DeAndre Ayton hasn't been there for a set amount of games, so injuries aren't much of an excuse. Defensively, they just totally lost their identity. Which I don't really understand what the reason behind that is. Also considering that DeAndre Hunter has been healthy this year. So that's another team needs to put the pedal to the metal, moving forward.
This year's Suns teams and last year's Suns team is reminding me a lot of the Steve Nash Suns teams. Like if you look at the lineups, it's very similar.
Yeah.
Like how they play, the style.
Yeah. Also probably better defensively too. That's a really
better 3-and-D. That's basically what they do.
Yeah. And then also another team is Brooklyn. They had to make a big push. We'll see what happens. They just picked up Goran Dragic today, which I'm a fan of that move because he's good. If you get a really good version of Goran Dragic, he's great Kyrie insurance. Those playoff games where you don't have Kyrie, if that's still the rule at that point in time, he's a good guy who can come in and give you 25 and 7 on any given night, and can keep you afloat. So I like the pickup. Ben Simmons, I think, is going to – I don't know when his timetable is, but he's going to be playing pretty soon. I know Harden – just speaking about guys coming back, Harden will be playing soon, so Simmons should definitely be playing pretty soon. And we'll see how Steve Nash uses him.
Let me ask you this. Do you all think Harden is, like, really hurt? Because he was in practice doing step backs like it wasn't nothing. I don't know if he's
probably not in game shape yet. I mean, he's in game shape, but he's not like – and it was also like the trade was so close to All-Star Weekend, it wouldn't have made – it would have made sense for him to just kind of start fresh with the team and all that. You know what I mean? Post All-Star break. But, yeah, Brooklyn – we'll see what happens with Brooklyn. Durant is still – we're still trying to figure out his timetable. But their push is going to be tough, for a team that's got so much talent. Their late season push is going to be difficult because, as I mentioned, we don't know about Durant's health. Nash is going to have to figure out how to put one of the most divisive, offensive players in the game. You have to figure out how to get him acclimated to the system. You got to figure out how to get him used to Kyrie and KD, and we're not sure how healthy those guys are going to be or how available those guys are going to be. So we'll see what happens. But Brooklyn, I'm a little worried about Brooklyn relative to like a Lakers or like a Hawks because I'm not sure. It's hard to make things work when guys just aren't there. You know what I'm saying? Same issue almost with LA, but they've been together longer. With Brooklyn, you're thinking about bringing a dude who has really no scoring game into a team. You have to figure out how to get him acclimated with the Kyrie and Kevin Durant and all of that. And we know that roster is just going to be inconsistent. So we'll see what happens with them. But I'm a little worried about Brooklyn right now.
Brooklyn looking like they might have to play in the play-in. That's just how they're playing.
I think once Simmons starts playing, it may bump them up a little bit.
Yeah. Let me see here because they're sitting at
7 or 8.
Yeah. 8 spots. So it's
Why you say that?
Huh?
I said, why you say you think you were well? I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm worried because, like I said, I mean, you're sitting at the 8th spot. Kyrie's going to be after games. Kevin Durant, we don't know how healthy he's going to be for the rest of the season. And we're worried.
Yeah, then you just left with a old Ben.
Yeah, and we don't know how he's going to be used. And so there's still going to be a lot of nights where probably Goran Dragic is going to be your best player, maybe if you decide to start him, and that ain't good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm worried about Brooklyn. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty tough. Even when they signed Kyrie and KD, even the unfortunate situations that's been going on this season, I was always skeptical of them playing together because I don't know. Their health always concerns me, especially Kyrie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a fact, dude. That's a major fact. So I am worried about Brooklyn more than I'm worried about the Hawks or the Lakers. Just because, like I said, guys just aren't there, you know, and it's not even about it. That's literally what it is. I don't know how confident I am that guys are going to be there playing, and I don't like having a bunch of nights where Ben Simmons is going to be asked to be your second best player if you're trying to make a championship run. So there's that entire dynamic. So Brooklyn, I am very worried about. So we'll see what the Nets do moving forward. Tough break for Steve Nash because I really did think he was a good coach. He is a great coach, but he's been had so much shit has been thrown at him, and he's had to figure out so much stuff here and there. It's like insane, you know.
Yeah, there's enough stuff to make you want to quit.
That's very true. He's had the toughest. He may have had the toughest first years in coaching in NBA history. Just maybe.
Yeah. Between him and Eric Spoelstra, remember Eric Spoelstra? Was that his first year when he coached?
2011, but his first year with LeBron was rough.
Yeah, first year with LeBron. That was bad because he was about to get fired if he didn't make that push that they made.
Real quick question. Is the Knicks playoff hopes over with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately. It's looking like it.
Unfortunately, no. Fortunately, they ain't making it.
So then after this, it's because like I said, the dynamic with the Knicks was so weird because it was kind of like I remember saying they need to go try to rebuild. Then the season happened where they were actually surprisingly good. And then I'm like, oh shit, they may have something here. And now we're right back into this position where like, nah, fuck it, let's rebuild. You know, so yeah, I think that's about it with New York, which is sad considering how good they were last season. And they still got it's crazy because we knew they needed to get better offensively. They went and made the offensive additions and they still suck. You know what I mean? I don't get, and they got worse on their strong side too. So
they haven't even been playing Cam Reddish.
Yeah, that's right.
Like you trade for him and you don't play him.
They said Tibbs didn't even want him there.
Yeah, Tibbs be
he on the hot seat too, which is crazy because I'm like, he just gave y'all best season in like 5 years or whatever.
But if you notice, he's been on the hot seat with a lot of teams after good seasons.
Yeah, that's like very true.
Is that an indictment on him or reflection on him?
Yes, yeah. Okay. I mean, what y'all think? Yeah,
because they were even skeptical about him going there in the first place. They were like, our RIP RJ Barrett's knees because he likes to make the players run and shit.
Yeah. Because I just felt like every time he has a good season or a great season, he follows it up with a mid-season and he's on the hot seat of getting fired.
That's true. That's a fact. We'll see what happens with the Knicks, but I'm not a fan of them just because they've been so disappointing. And you hate to see a team get your hopes up and think they're coming. Like even after the first game of the season, I think they won the first game against Boston, right? And I remember the fans.
That game was lit.
That game was lit as hell, and the fans were going insane. And now you look at them, and this is where y'all are at, you know. So. Yeah, Knicks fans, sorry. You know, another rough run, but it is what it is, man. Y'all
will be all right. What y'all think? They'll be all right.
And go back into rebuild mode. Hopefully, this gives them better direction on the rebuild. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's the path they're going to be going right back into. Hornets also need to make a big run, so we'll see what they end up doing. I don't see much out of the season from them outside of the first round. You know, but if they want to build off of last season, they've got to try to do what they can to not just be a playing team. You know what I mean? I feel like the last couple of years, they were well within the playoff positioning, and then they kind of fell off at a point in time. So they got to find a way to get their consistency back. So yeah, that's all I got for this episode. Do not forget, guys, to sub to the channel, help get us to 500, and also do not forget to download new episodes on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Moving forward, we're going to talk about this soon. All the episodes are most likely going to be in full on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple instead of the clips. Probably going to go back to that. So just be ready for it and be ready for a lot of big time changes to the league report. And we will see you guys on Thursday night with the next episode.
There you go.
Risky.